What is the latest information you have on the shelling?
Well, the Ukrainian armed forces issued their report. They normally issue 2 reports every day. The morning one said that there had been 33 ceasefire violations this Friday morning, and they said that a large proportion of those were using the large caliber weapons that are supposedly banned under the Minsk agreements. That's as against 60 ceasefire violations, 49 of which I think were using the higher caliber weapons yesterday. And so what we can say is it seems like this uptick is continuing. The Ukrainian armed forces don't report any casualties today, no one wounded, neither civilians nor military so far. But clearly there's definitely very much an uptick going on. Significant amounts of infrastructure have been damaged. And also on the other side, I was in touch with a woman in Donetsk who said that she was woken at 4 a.m. this morning and wasn't able to get back to sleep after that because the shelling was ongoing, and she could hear it very well from the center of Donetsk. Donetsk, of course, is the largest city that is controlled by the Russian-backed separatists.
Now, Gulliver, this uptick, it must be making things even more tense where you are. What is the feeling? What is the atmosphere like there?
Well, you know, Kramatorsk is the city that has become the seat of the government of Donetsk region in the Ukrainian-held part of this region since the pro-Russian forces, the Russian-backed separatists, took over Donetsk city itself in 2014. It's 70 kilometers from the front line. You can't normally hear shelling from here, but actually today you can hear, but that's because Ukrainian armed forces are apparently training somewhere not that far away. Obviously, that means it's that much more on people's minds than it might otherwise be, because you can hear those thuds in the distance and people know that this training is happening because of the tense situation. But still, most Ukrainians you speak to very much want to present this stoical image. They say that they're not too worried. One guy I spoke to said, everything's fine with my family. I asked, what about yesterday and the uptick and the shelling of Stanitsa Luhanska, for example, in Luhansk Oblast? And he said, yeah, it's a bit worrying, but really, I mean, it doesn't look like it was that bad. It's true that so far this is an uptick in fighting, but it isn't the outbreak of all-out war or something like that. And people aren't fleeing. There are plenty of tickets available on the trains for leaving this region, which shows that there's no kind of great rush to get out of here.
All right, Gulliver, thank you very much. Gulliver Cragg reporting from Kramatorsk.